The bell above the bakery door chimed softly as a small shadow slipped inside, carrying more hope than money, and in that quiet moment, fate took a sharp breath. The poor little girl clutched a wrinkled $5 bill in her tiny hand, her fingers trembling as if the paper itself might disappear. Outside, the sun was bright and unforgiving, the kind of clear daytime light that exposes everything you try to hide, including fear, hunger, and dreams that feel too big for a child's heart. This was supposed to be a happy day, her mother's birthday, but happiness felt heavy when you were 9 years old and $5 stood between love and disappointment. Before the story goes any further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and quiet miracles that change lives, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories. Your support keeps stories like this alive. Her name was Amara Wells, and she had practiced bravery all morning. Her mother had been sick for weeks, unable to work, smiling through pain so Amara wouldn't worry. Amara had counted coins from a cracked glass jar, skipped lunch at school, and even returned empty bottles for change, all to buy a birthday cake because she believed that cakes could make people feel less tired, at least for a moment. The bakery smelled of sugar and warmth, sunlight pouring through the front window and reflecting off rows of perfect cakes with smooth frosting and bright decorations. Amara's sneakers were worn thin, her dress clean but faded, and her hair tied back with a ribbon she had saved from last year. She studied the price tags carefully, her heart sinking lower with every number she couldn't reach. She stood there longer than she meant to, pretending to read labels, pretending she wasn't calculating how to shrink her dream. Maybe a cupcake could be a cake if you believed hard enough. Maybe love mattered more than size. Her stomach twisted as she imagined going home empty-handed, seeing her mother's brave smile falter just a little. The struggle wasn't just about money. It was about the quiet fear that love alone sometimes wasn't enough to fix things. Amara stepped forward, placing the $5 on the counter with careful pride, asking with her eyes for something that might not exist. At the same time, another figure entered the bakery, unnoticed at first. Julian, a technology CEO whose name filled business magazines, walked in carrying a loneliness heavier than any briefcase. It was midday, and he had escaped a board meeting that felt hollow, the sun outside mocking the emptiness he carried. Success had given him everything except peace. His own birthday had passed weeks ago without a single call worth remembering, and the silence of his penthouse still echoed in his chest. He ordered coffee he didn't need, his attention drifting until it landed on the small girl standing on tiptoe at the counter. Julian watched quietly as reality pressed down on her. He saw the way her shoulders stiffened, the way she nodded as if agreeing with disappointment. Something in him cracked open, a memory of a time before money built walls around his heart. He noticed the $5, the careful hope behind it, and the bright daylight that made her vulnerability impossible to ignore. In that moment, he realized this bakery held more truth than any office he had ever owned. Amara turned, embarrassed, ready to leave with less than she came for when the weight of the room shifted. Julian stepped closer, not as a billionaire, but as a human being tired of watching pain pass by. The kindness that followed was quiet, almost invisible but powerful. He ensured Amara left with a real cake, one with soft frosting and gentle colors, big enough to hold a wish. More than that, he listened as she explained why it mattered, and in listening, he gave her something she didn't know she needed: dignity. The walk home felt lighter, the sun seemed warmer. When Amara placed the cake on their small kitchen table, her mother's eyes filled with tears that spoke of gratitude and relief. That afternoon became more than a birthday. It became proof that strangers could care, that hope could arrive unannounced in the middle of an ordinary day. Across the city, Julian sat alone again, but the silence had changed. For the first time in years, it didn't feel empty. It felt earned. If this story touched your heart, if you felt that quiet ache and healing, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories. Your engagement helps these moments of humanity reach others who need them. Before this story ends, we have a special request for you. Comment below and tell us what kindness means to you, or share a moment when a small act changed your life.